Hello and welcome to Dialogue of Nation Next. I'm Radhika Dhawan and today I'm in conversation with actor Gaurav Chopraa. A very warm welcome, Gaurav.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
आप मुझे बताइए कि now you are actually working with UP government. Actually, you're working with them on a travelogue called Heritage Trails, and it's one district, one product. So, could you tell us something about this initiative?
Uh, so Discovery approached me for an international documentary series, which was meant for the international audience. And I was a little surprised that Discovery came to me to host a documentary. It's not something that you usually do. And then I realized it was something unusual for them as well. They don't usually go to sort of primetime actors to, host documentary series. And their reason was that they knew that I have a background in fashion and design. I'm a NIF graduate from NIF Delhi. Um, and they this series is about the lost and forgotten crafts that are there in these small cities of India. And the magic of this concept is that every little city, every small city, every old town has one special unique craft that is only special to that city. And because these are sort of old crafts, a lot of them are dying or forgotten or not so popular anymore. And their craftsmen are finding it difficult to survive. And because I have my own sort of background with art and I've done so much with my own hands, when we went down to these little workshops with a single bulb, I actually sat down on the floor with these guys and I actually tried doing it with my hands because I could understand how difficult it is or how beautiful it is. For example, the first city that we went to was Banaras. Uh, of course, we started with the Ghats, but that's what Banaras is known for. But then we went into these little gullies, these little workshops. वो घर उस घर के अंदर जो सीढ़ी वहां पर मुझे इतना झुक कर ऊपर जाना पड़ता था वो फिर एक छोटा सा दरवाजा खुलेगा उसके अंदर से आप जाएंगे फिर वहां से नीचे जाएंगे फिर एक छोटी सी पुरानी लकड़ी की आपको तख्ता मिलेगा उस तख्ते को हटाएंगे उसके नीचे एक और पैसेज मिलेगा इट वाज लाइक सम ट्रेजर ट्रेल एंड देन यू वुड रीच दिस लिटिल वर्कशॉप एंड आपको लगता था ये कैसे बनी है ये कैसे एग्जिस्ट करती है यहाँ पर इनको हवा भी कहाँ से आती है इट्स अ मेज ऑफ जस्ट how things have been made over many centuries. We should not forget Banaras is the oldest city in the world. And वहां पर वो काम करते हैं चांदी और सोने से. The it's known for its gulabi minakari, and that pink color that they call gulabi is actually rose gold, the color that has become popular now. You want to buy rose gold jewelry, you want to buy rose gold phones. What in the last 5 years or 10 years, that whole rose gold thing has become popular. That's what gulabi minakari is. They use gold dust and they paint, or they mix it with precious glass enamel and precious jewels and lay it on silver. And that creates for this beautiful gold and silver rose gold effect. And it is, I'm not saying this because I hosted the show. It is just magnificent, some of that work. And you're like, I can sell this in Paris. Those jewelry
Exactly.
boxes, those jewelry boxes, those pieces of jewelry. It's just not something that like you've seen. You Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So basically, just because these are old doesn't mean that they will not be valued. It's just that they're not known. And so I was very happy and very proud to host an international series that was showcasing this kind of magic from our country and showing it to everyone abroad. And the UP government came into the picture because when we were trying to find out what is being done to save these people and save this craft and make sure that it survives and thrives in the future, that we found out that they've tried to do some things which are very good. They've actually given them international selling platforms as well. These guys now sell their products all over the world: Spain and France and Germany and Italy, uh, because it's just magnificent. And it's very difficult for them to procure these things in the little money that they make. I mean, like I said, it has to be made on silver, it has to be made with gold. uh, and these guys are finding it hard to even live and survive. So how do they even get these raw materials? It's just amazing. And then we went to the Taj Mahal in Agra. We had special permissions again from the government, so we could shoot right inside, which was beautiful. It was just a very, very hot day, but apart from that, it was just beautiful. Um, and we then went into those workshops where they still do their old style of marble inlay work. So what you see is one big elaborate picture, and it's got sometimes 10,000 different color stone pieces put together for that one picture. Um, amazing, just amazing. Just the amount of detail and precision. मतलब वो लेजर कटिंग से अब जब होता है तो भी उतना प्रिसिशन ना आए जो ये लोग अपने हाथ से कर लेते हैं. It is just amazing. And then you feel, I felt so proud that I was doing and hosting something like this, because I felt like this so deserves to be showcased to the other parts of the world with pride. Um, and I'm very happy that I did this.
You've lent your voice to Dwayne Johnson. If you could tell me something about it, because his persona, everything is so different. Like, how was that experience, and what special efforts did you take for this?
Um, well, the last time Disney came to me was for Thor. Um, Thor has his own set of films, and also he comes in the Avengers series every time. And because these films are so popular, and people really liked my voice for Chris Hemsworth, and um, though I must tell you honestly that as an actor, I don't give my voice to the actor. I I perform for the character. So it's almost like मैं उस character को समझ के I try and do my own version of it. So if you see me in the recording studio, it's really funny because I'm punching in the air and I'm kissing in the air, and I'm doing romance in the air. I'm jumping, I'm falling down. I enact it out for those 5 6 days. That's my way of doing it. I'm not really a dubbing artist. I perform in my own way for that character. So I would say I'm the Indian voice for Thor, and now for Frank Wolf, for Jungle Cruise. But you're right, this was difficult because this role that Dwayne Johnson has done is actually unlike most of the roles that he's done. This role actually involves performance because there are so many layers to the character. Um, he's mysterious. He has a 400-year-old history. There is a secret with him that he's not telling and sharing with anybody. There is an unsaid, beautiful romance that's building up with the heroine. Um, he's sad and lonesome inside, but he hides it with this really silly, childlike sense of humor. Um, he everything is a facade. His friends are his foes. His foes are his friends. And you really had to dig deep to play this, and not just read the translated line and just sync it with his lip movement. This was like portraying the character with the same level of understanding that I would do on a set, um, and the same amount of homework uh, after coming back or before starting again. But beautiful experience because it's such a mazedar film. It's one of those adventure, thrilling, mazedar, paisa vasool Hollywood entertainers that you go for, and you never come back disappointed because they will thrill you, they will entertain you, they will make you laugh, they will make you cry. The special effects are amazing. The visualization is beautiful. So just completely entertaining and mazedar. And it's released most of the India already, and Bombay I think will come on the 22nd as cinema halls are hopefully opening. Fingers crossed on the 22nd. So then we will have all of you also watching it, and a lot more many people from Bombay, and we'll get a much better. So far, I've been getting video recordings from people watching it in other cities and loving it. But I'd like to know more from Bombay when it comes.
You've been a part of Oscar-nominated Blood Diamond. Your take on that?
It happened to me at a stage where I didn't really realize how big it was. A lot of new. I was just trying. I've always tried to do different things. my excitement from coming into a new project is how different this is from the previous ones. What am I going to do now that I've not done before? Um, and I had said yes to this big theater Bollywood Broadway production in Africa and Europe, and we were performing all over the two continents. And some casting director saw me, and I got a call. And you have to understand that this is before Irfan Khan Saab went, or Priyanka Chopra went, or this is before, big actors went there and did Hollywood work. So it was very, very rare to go for an Indian, especially a TV actor, to go and work with Leonardo DiCaprio and Edward Zwick and Jennifer Connelly, Jaiman Honsu for 17 days. Um, and I wish social media would have started at that time, because imagine me putting up Instagram stories every day with
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Uh, Abhi to ye tha in those times that Bombay Times put up a two-page interview, midday give me a center spread. It was a big thing, but those newspapers came and went, right? So it would have been just very, very grand had it happened a little later. Uh, but it is still such a milestone in my life, my journey, and my career. Um, and everything sort of changed after that.
Gaurav, we lost a young actor, Sidharth Shukla, last month, and you are from television, and Sidharth was also from television. So, kya kabhi like you had any friendship with him? Yeah, like you have any memories with him? Memories of
Many,
him?
many. Uh, we kind of started off around the same time, so we used to keep bumping into each other. There were some very close common friends as well. He and I would not meet very, very often, but every time we met, it was very warm, and it was also very. It's like you meet a classmate, right? You might not have been best friends in school, but when you meet a classmate, you straight away talk. You straight away start sharing about what's happening in life, because you know you're from the same time, you're from the same batch, you
Yeah.
shared the same things, you have common friends. You knew what was happening in my life. I knew what was happening in your life, because everything was around the same group of people. When I became popular as Raghavendra Pratap Rathore in Uttarakhand is around the same time that he became popular as his character in Balika Badhu. And Balika Badhu and Uttaran were the two most popular shows on Colors at the same time. So even that was around the same time. So, for all the Colors events, and we would bump into each other at so many places. There's one surprise meeting that I clearly remember, which happened at the airport. I was in the business lounge, and he suddenly came in, and then the flight was a little delayed, so we ate and we chatted and we sort of sat together for the whole time. He was on a different flight, I was on a different flight, but we just bumped into each other in the business lounge, and we spoke about girlfriends, and we spoke about costumes, and we spoke about so many things. Um, and uh, it's unbelievable that I'm talking about him and he's not there anymore.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, it feels like one of my own college mates or one of my own schoolmates is gone. Um, and such good things were happening to him now, post Big Boss, personally as well as professionally. Uh, I mean, he would have scaled new heights now. Such good things were
Absolutely.
happening to him. And I'm sure a lot of big work and good work was in the pipeline. So a lot of potential and a lot of um, great achievements, I think, have been lost in the process. It's very sad.
What was your reaction when you learned about his demise?
It was mostly disbelief. Um, but I personally had an immensely tragic year last year where I lost family members, and this year again in the second wave, I lost some other family members. Last year was very difficult because I lost my own parents. Um, and so for me, uh, which was almost like this curse is not getting over. This time, this bad phase, this bad dream, this nightmare is not getting over. Um, Sushant was a friend as well last year. He used to live in the building next to me. Uh, we were not best of friends, not constantly in touch, but again, very, very warm and friendly when we would meet and share with each other what is happening and what we're doing, what new gym techniques we're using, how we're prepping for our new roles, the the secrets that actors share with each other. Uh,
If you could share with
some that I
us.
can know why I was about to say, some that I can tell you, some that I can't. Uh, Especially because the person is gone.
Yeah.
Um, so it's almost like a continuation of that. It's like um,
So what fond memories of Sushant do you have? Like how was
there's
he
there
when
were a couple of
जब
house
भी
parties that I was there. He was there too, and he was just so vibrant, so effervescent, so joyous, jumping with joy and excitement. And then to hear that somebody was in depression and committed suicide and all of those things was heartbreaking. It's also something that I know a lot of actors go through. I've gone through as well. Um, it's difficult being an actor in these times. Everything is in flux. It just looks good. We travel and we ride in these big cars and live in these big houses, and we have beautiful hosts interviewing us like you are. And people must see this and say, "Arey yaar, these guys they have everything. They're so privileged."
Right.
But um, difficult times are difficult times, irrespective of what other privileges you have. If you are sad because of a personal loss, your car or your house doesn't compensate. Um, to somebody who does not have the car, he'll feel that अगर मेरे पास गाड़ी होती तो मुझे इतना दुख नहीं होता. But you have to understand कि जिसके पास गाड़ी है उसको अब उसको वो अब मैटर नहीं करता. Uh,
Exactly.
उसको जो चीजें मैटर करती हैं वो अगर चली जाएं तो उसको दुख होता ही है. So we live different lives, but the emotions are the same. And if these have been difficult times ever since COVID started, then it's been difficult for everybody. Uh,
Right.
there are people who are fighting for their daily wages. On the other hand, there are millionaires and billionaires who have lost out on millions, and sitting at home knowing that all of my commercial establishments are shut. I'm still paying rent and money and salaries. I don't know when this is going to get revived. My accounts, my company turnovers have you know sharply fallen down, and the losses are in lakhs and crores. How is it easy for him? I mean, he's probably not fighting for his daily wage, but he has his own difficulties. He has his own stress. So difficult times are difficult times, and whether it was Sushant or whether it was my own family or whether it was Sidharth, um, just some difficult bad phase that I hope, and I pray is over. I desperately hope that the third wave doesn't come, because I feel that will just break it. Uh, this sense of optimism and hope that vaccination and everything has brought, if the third wave comes, it'll just be disaster across all economies and countries and jobs and professions. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. There's so much of media trial going on Aryan Khan. We all know that right now he's in judicial custody. And we can see इतने मीडिया हर जगह मीडिया है. शाहरुख खान के घर के बाहर मीडिया है, मन्नत के बाहर, या एनसीबी की भी ऑफिस के सामने मीडिया है. लाइक इट फॉर द कोर्ट टू प्रूव कि वो गिल्टी है या वो नहीं है. But what do you have to say about this constant paparazzi culture and एक I mean, what do you have to say about this entire episode? ये जो इतना मीडिया में चल रहा है.
See, this whole media thing, I don't really blame. This is part of the package. No actor has become a star without this. And neither have you not felt the brunt of this. So I don't blame the media and the paparazzi really. Everyone's doing a job. This is the world that we live in. And every actor and star, including me, has benefited from this. I'm being interviewed by you right now. Um, Now, I would assume this is in my favor. What I feel and what I say is going to reach out to millions and millions of people. Will be there, available on the internet for all time to come. So you're giving me a voice. You're giving me a platform to say what I have to say, what I feel. You also bear the brunt of it. Sometimes that guy doing his job, pressure from his seniors, trying to get TRPs and numbers, competing with other media guys. This is the petty world that we live in. You can't just blame the media for that pettiness. The pettiness is in the mindset of the generation. The pettiness is in the air. The pettiness is in the world that we live. Media is just a representation of that. Um, to be honest, ever since this has started, my I keep feeling about the father and the son. Um, Shah Rukh sir is my senior from school, um, and every time we've met, he's been so warm. Um, I don't know whether he knows that, but it feels like he knows. Or maybe I might have said it to him. I don't know because he's so warm and friendly. Brief meetings and hellos and highs that happen. We're lucky to sometimes be at the same place and get introduced. I feel so much for him because at his stage, at his stature, to see his son go through this and not be able to do anything about it must be tormenting and emotionally scarring. And whether you like him or not, um, he's been such a great brand ambassador for our country, for our entertainment for so long that all of us should realize that this would be a very difficult time for him. Um, just to see his son go through this and not be able to do anything about it. And it just continues, just goes on. The custody grows, and it was supposed to be 1 day, then 3 days, and 4 days, and it just goes on. And the son, um, I hope he gets through all of this without too much long-term emotional scarring. Because at his age, this could just
Exactly.
this could just
Repeating.
push you over. This could just make it worse for you. You could just become a rebellious anti-establishment person. You could just hate everything. You could hate the system for being so unfair to you. Um, and it could make you into a very disgruntled, negative person. Um, Shah Rukh Khan has always come across as a very well-spoken and very sort of balanced, intelligent person. And I'm sure he's instilled these values in his son as well. And I'm hoping both of them together and their family together will be able to cope with this when he comes out soon. And they will take this in some sort of a under construction difficulty, um, for when you make something solid and big. While it's under construction, it's difficult because everything is being put together and broken and put together and broken. But once it's there and it's finished and it's shining and polished, then it shines a little more because you went through all of this during the under construction. So I hope that this is an under construction sort of phase for the little man, um, and the father and son both and the rest of the family are able to deal with this the correct way. Also, I hope that it gives out some sense of whether it's true or not. I hope it gives out some sense of lesson to all the other youngsters who are being reckless. Um, you can just hope and pray that things will turn out to be good by the end of it. And in the moment, reach out and support the ones who are feeling the difficult times. Um, that's all that I can say.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Thank you for all the wonderful things that you have shared with us. It was a pleasure talking to you.
The pleasure was mine. Thank you for all your questions and your time.
Subscribe to Nation Next YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates from Nation Next. Also like Nation Next Facebook page and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.